Black metal hails from Ukraine, because this time we're going into Ukraine mentally anyway. This one is Bergrizen, Falle. Now, despite the name and the style of this given band, or more like one-man project with guest and live session members, this one is indeed not coming from Germany, even though I originally thought of the band as such because of the name, because of the style, because of the titles, songs and what have you. But this is indeed from Ukraine, and it's a pretty active one, been doing music for quite some time now, and this one is of more melodic kind of black metal. As you can see, still showing, there is no booklet whatsoever, so everything you see is within these pages or folded ones of the nice looking digipack, coming through period through fire, quality work. But those who are looking for lyrics and all, well, you will be disappointed. Which leads us to the very Metal Archive site page for the given band. As you can see, this one was founded as late as 2007. That is already quite a few years old. And all, of course, quite a few albums out. I mean, this band has been putting out albums in a rather swift pace, even though there has been some pauses here and there. But still, this is the second album this year. So even though there was 6 years pause between the album preceding this one and that one, still, I mean, you have something like 7 albums throughout 17 13, 17 years. Now, this is the late 2023 album, and as I am reviewing this in mid-December, this hasn't even yet come out, but anyway, by the time you are seeing this review, this is already out and been since late December. What we have here is 5 tracks and 41 minutes of melodic black metal. Sometimes very fast-paced, sometimes a lot of keyboards come into play. This is going like ups and downs in terms of the whole atmosphere. Sometimes it's rather melancholic in nature, and sometimes it's more aggressive. Now, there is nothing fundamentally new or different here, so if you have been, say, listening to a lot of German black metal coming to thousands especially, you have probably heard this kind of music many times before. Now, Bergrizen is nicely executed, however, meaning there are lots of session members. You will see only one member here doing the vocals and I guess a lot of that stuff. But when you take a look at this guest and session member tab, you will see that there's actually a full band behind it. Sometimes it means the orchestrations are sounding way bigger than any one-man project could. I mean, they're more like video game soundtracks in a way. That is not a slander or big praise, just something rather neutral. I mean, this is definitely touching the same buttons in my head than a lot of video games, especially coming from the indie side of things, are doing. Not exactly Dungeons and way more bombastic, but then again, nothing like real big movie soundtracks, but somewhere in the middle. Because of session members, this means that this has actually real drums and really good ones as well. And I could say the same about all the instruments. This sounds actually pretty big budget band in a way. Maybe it's just use of skill rather than, big studio and all that stuff goes beyond the scope and my knowledge. But just saying this sounds powerful. Doesn't sound at all like a typical indie release in that sense. When it comes to songwriting, however, this is a bit challenging because some of the tracks are pretty lengthy. However, it's not like they are clumsy or, complicated in terms of, songwriting. But that means also that these are not very easy to get into because they are not, having the structure that more typical, more easy to approach kind of a song have. As such, as a result, this is more on the atmospheric sound of things where things go on. I mean, in a way, albums such as this are more like black metal equivalent to whatever post-rock is doing. I wouldn't call this post-black metal, however, just pointing out that because of these rather lengthy compositions, things can get a little bit more like atmospheric driven rather than riff driven, rather from simplistic, easy to approach, easy to memorize, easy to get along kind of a songwriting, rather more complex or more like directionless as it sometimes feels. But like I said, compositions are pretty interesting in a way. I mean, there are lots of cool melodies, lots of cool riffs, and this strong production actually supports the music. But those who are looking for something more structured and more, say, guitar driven versus more atmospheric driven might be a little bit off with this one. However, the production, the vocals, everything here support the vision, whatever the main guy of the band has. So if you have a soft spot for atmospheric and melodic black metal, I think Die Falle is something you should be checking out. If you want, however, something more aggressive, something more sinister or raw end of black metal, this might not be your cup of tea. With these words being said, however, I would say I would recommend you to check out the music. It's pretty good, so go ahead and click it. Of course, available in physical formats, LP, CD, digital if I'm not mistaken. I could just click away to here. But anyway, go to check out and I hope you like it. Off you go and enjoy.